transgenders in Russia are afraid to fight for their rights. So, and nobody knows about other gender identities, even in transgender community. For example, about genderqueers, agenders. I'm an agender myself. There is no any information about it. The first genderqueer forum for Russian speakers was founded in 2010, in November.
That recently?
Oh, yes, and we have only 100, a little more than 100 users there.
Yes.
Now. So this is the situation.
What is the attitude of the government towards transgender people talking to each other and attempting to find out about themselves and better ways to improve their lives?
Russian government doesn't care about it because as it doesn't care about LGBT people. We are doing now. We are fighting for freedom of assemblies, and it's very difficult to get it. But there is no, there isn't possible to fight for your rights if you have no this basic opportunity to, for example, to go to a street, to take your slogans and so on. So this is the situation.
In the United States, there is a big problem with medical abuse of intersex children. Mm-hmm. Is there a serious problem with that in Russia as well?
Yes, but our intersexuals, I'd like to underline that I'm expressing now only my point of view and my vision. It seems to me that Russian intersex people, they don't. First of all, they think that they are sick. All of them.
The government does, or intersex people themselves?
And the government too.
Yeah.
Yes, and intersex people themselves. So. The same to transgenders. A lot of transgenders in Russia think that they are ill, sick. And it seems to me that it's a problem too, because it would be easier to change your body without, if you don't need any permission from psychologists. It would be easier. You have just only to visit other doctors who helps to change your body, and there is no necessary to pass through tests and so on within rather big period. And I've already told that our genderqueer forum is too small and too young. Mm-hmm. So, but anyway, forums. Our forum includes a lot of scientific articles which were written in English, and we translate ourselves.
And as long as we're on the subject, and probably the answer is a little bit obvious, what would be the best way for people in other countries to support transgender people in Russia?
I think we need more contacts, more connections. We need maybe more information about other gender identities and about the ways of expression of gender identities in other countries. I mean, Canadian Army, for example. Almost nobody knows that it's possible to put uniform which you like, which depends on your gender identity, but not on your documents in Canadian Army. In Russia, nobody knows about it, and I've told about it for Russian media during press conference of Moscow Gay Pride, especially to attract their attention to this subject. I mean, transgender questions.
Going back to the press conference this past Friday, just 2 days ago, it strikes me, and correct me if I'm wrong, could that have been the first publicly announced meeting where transgendered issues were discussed before the general public, for not just LGBT people in private meetings, but for the non-gay media?
Yes.
Was that perhaps the first time your speech at that press conference?
It seems to me that you're right. Maybe I don't know about other initiatives, but it seems to me that it was the first time. Truth, if I knew that Moscow Pride won't be
hidden,
won't be permitted won't be protected by Moscow authorities, I would prefer to go there openly each year, because it would let us to collect more people, but we expected the Moscow authorities to follow the European Court decision, but we see now that they refuse to do it. So, but I'm glad that we did it openly this year, and we saw a lot of heroic people with us.
And you being one of them.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I don't feel it, by the way. I know that
you're too humble, and this is again why I wanted to make sure that you got the recognition that you deserve, Anna. And I think that transgender people in the United States will be glad to know that our movement is truly international,
yes,
and that you are fighting for transgender rights here in Russia, and we all owe a deep debt to you and the other people of Gay Russia. Thank you very much.